Hey folks, what the heck am I doing with this video here, huh? Well, this is what I think I'm going to call beautiful black sheep. The poo-pooed upon gear in your studio, or some of the items over time that have maybe gotten a bad rap. Okay, so let's start out with the Boss OS-2, right? So you may or may not know that this is sort of the black sheep drive in the overdrives that are much beloved in the Boss line. So what I've found is I pull it out maybe once or twice a year to see if it has any use in different projects I'm doing, or to revisit it like I do many things here. And what I found was this setting that you see here. I thought it was really great going into amps like this one as a boost, clean boost. So zero drive, tone is on 0, and I'm blended towards the DS, distortion side, 75%, which scoops it, the mid-range, and adds some sizzly highs to it, which otherwise, up in the fully blended, did you hear it there? So it brings in bass and whatnot. So that is maybe a misaligned item that gets a lot of flack on the forums and the internet in general. But I thought that was a really great use for it, pushing into an amp. So it's maybe being more used as a EQ more than a drive, with the drive at 0. And maybe you could accomplish that with an EQ, but I liked exactly what it did on that setting with its EQ curve and whatnot. So moving on down the line, another item that I've seen that has kind of gotten blasted a bit is this VOX Night Train 15. And it is the one without the effects loop. But what I love about it is it's pure, beautiful tube sound, and the EQ is really great. I love the way it responds. And it's just no frills, great pedal platform. So let me go ahead and play that for you with the Boss bypassed. Neck. I'll turn that. So very warm right now, as you can hear. But you can get it really sparkling. Sparkling cleans. So that's very versatile, and it works for almost all the applications that I use it for. So moving on down the line, number 3, let's go to the boop, boop, boop. There it is, the Peavey Sheffield. You know what they call it. And what I have is, I grabbed this photo from the internet, but this is the one I have. It's the 1230 8 ohm, and it is in the original Peavey 112 SX silver stripe box, which can be open back or closed back. And I have put different speakers in there, but recently I put the Sheffield back in for a particular project. I was stacking it with a Bandit as an extension cabinet and going all traditional on that, and it sounded really good. So if you want to know more about the Peavey Sheffield, and this one in particular might get a little more love than some of the others, but they do call it the but its history, I won't go into too too much here, but Peavey wanted to, it's said that Peavey wanted to build for Eddie Van Halen a particular cabinet that he really liked with greenbacks in it. And I'll let you research that because the forums are filled with lots of information and comments and feelings about it. Particularly that the most common is that it's got a terrible top end sizzle to it. And if that was the case with this, you know, one thing about speakers is they have to be broken in. So this cabinet from a friend was broken in before I even got it. So, you know, to a certain extent, and way broken in, this Sheffield after that. So what I wanted to do with this video, with the sounds that you heard, was to sort of illustrate that, you know, sometimes the black sheep or the OUTCAST gear that gets tossed aside, or you see this little beauty at, you know, Guitar Center or your shop or whatever, and you're like, eh. What I find is there's something unique about everything, and you can see the versatility here of me taking an otherwise maybe disliked drive pedal and totally transforming the sound of this amp. It really kicks it in the butt there, you know? And I liked what it was doing with that. And, you know, I think the one with the effects loop is preferred. But again, I can't say enough wonderful things about this little beast in the studio. And then the Sheffield, I have gotten all kinds of funk blues fusion projects. I've used it on gigs, and it does a good scooped metal thing, and it's quite versatile. And it was based off a legendary sound. And of course, it is extremely broken in. So sometimes looking on the used market for speakers to try out, if you rely on the source, can be a very smart thing. Otherwise, I have actually, with a new, I believe it was a Celestion Modern Lead 70, I think, I have blasted a loop through that for, I don't know, 8 hours or like a day, maybe not quite that long, in the ISO booth here, cranked up and break it in. So, so here you go, beautiful black sheep. Sometimes pull it out of the closet, check it out again. I was really happy with the clean boost use of that. Otherwise, maybe over the years I didn't find much use. This, I know its limitations, but it's a little workhorse and it's great. And that cabinet and that speaker has served me well, and had a lot of fun with it and a lot of recording projects too it was on. So last thing, just in passing and saying goodbye, I'll mention that this could be considered a black sheep too, and I thought this was the best guitar to grab for this. This is the old Aria Pro, the Cat. This is a plywood guitar. This was the super Strat later end of the lawsuit era, or after that, 1986. Not Matsumaku, Japan, when they moved over to Korea, which some of the parts maybe came with it, I think. Anyway, I won't go down this rabbit hole, but I did get some comments from some of my subscribers and our group on the MS3 vids. You'll see this other red Aria Pro behind me as well. And then behind my other head here is completely custom. That one I did myself. It was a labor of love for many months, and that was this guitar when I was actually a teenager. And it was on my wall in the band lounge, spray painted 2 layers, black, red, silver, holes drilled through the neck pocket, completely restored it. But anyway, maybe we'll get back to that some other time if people are interested in these Aria Pros, because they really are quite great. And eventually, I played them so much, I did need to do my own fret job. This one has wonderful pyramid frets. And the red one got a new fret job this year too as well. So anyway, I hope you got some enjoyment out of that beautiful black sheep, the gear that sometimes is tossed away.